Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Cougar Talk with Kaylene Winter. Woo! So excited to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
It's so much fun. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Yes. So let me hold on. I lost my thing.
Oh,
Don't
no.
lose your thing.
You can't lose things.
Yeah, oh, no, not that one. That one's for later. So Kaylene just had a new release.
I did.
Ooh, tell us
Can I
about
hold it up?
Yeah, what is it?
The Flirt Alert.
Oh my gosh, like look at that cover. How cute is that cover?
It's very cute. Tell me about the book. It looks amazing.
Thank you. Well, I want to shout out to Regina Wamba, who's my muse and helps me with my cover design. And we came up with this concept.
Cover is amazing.
Thank you. It's sort of it's the second book in my spicy standalone threesome trio. It's not really a trilogy, but they're just some stories that involved some side characters in my Lesson Zero series that I just loved, and I wanted to know more about them, and so now we do.
Fun.
Yeah.
This cover is just so fun.
Thank you.
I love that line. Until one night she made this nerds every fantasy come true. That's all I can see, but it just looks funny.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Yay. So the Flirt Alert is it's a standalone, and it's a forced proximity. I'm doing 3 in my little spicy standalone series. They're all forced proximity, billionaire enemies to lovers, with some other tropes that depending on which book it is. So this one is a second chance romance, and yeah, it's opposites attract, STEM. So it's it's a billionaire gaming company executive and a former beauty pageant queen turned not beauty pageant queen. But it also deals with I always like to throw a little topic in that to raise awareness or to them a little bit of, I don't know, social purpose stuff. But in this case, it's really close to my heart because Shay, the main female main character, has epilepsy. And so I delve into the struggles, and a close family member of mine struggled with it. And it was something that I've always, wondered, how they felt and how this affected them, even though I could see it. Mm-hmm. But like trying to look at it from the other side of it and like living with it. So that's Shay. So.
Oh, I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That. And I love a second chance romance. I'm a sucker for those. So.
Me too.
Everything sounds good for this.
Thank you. Try, I hit all the things that I really like to read. So
yeah.
I
love that. This is so, and the other cover is really cute too. Let me look at it. Okay. So her website's freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Look
how cute that is.
It's so cute. So
Thank
cute.
You.
Okay. So seriously, look at this. It's so cute. If someone was going to start, now this is the second book of the series, correct?
Yeah. So there's the hate date and then the Flirt Alert.
That sounds fun. The hate date. Is that an elevator?
It is.
Isn't it adorable?
It is.
So the forced proximity and the hate date is an elevator. And in the Flirt Alert, it's a ski patrol cabin.
Okay.
I won't tell you why they had to get in there, but that's part of the plot. And then I have the third one in this it's not really, like I said, it's not really a series because they're all standalones, but the trope is going to be the tryst list. And I'm working on that cover right now. And so when that gets revealed, we'll figure out where that it's also another forced proximity billionaire enemies to lovers. So yeah.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I just love the thing. Oh, and there's my Lesson Zero boys.
Yes. And so on her website, she has them all in order. So that's really nice. we get our reading order, and these just look very steamy.
I'm pretty sure
are.
I've seen this model at a signing with you before.
I'd say Enrico likes to come with me to all my signings. He's great.
Was it Authors in the Bluegrass, maybe?
Yes.
Yep, he was
Yes.
there. He was at Readers Take Denver.
Yeah, I think I saw y'all. Yeah, at Readers Take Denver.
He's hard to miss in a crowd. So I was like, I feel like I've
know.
seen him before in real life.
For me, as someone who's still like, my first book was out in 2020, and when I go to these big conferences, I'm pretty sure that there are people that haven't read me or know me yet, and so having someone like Enrico as a nice little, snack draw to the table is always.
Who needs candy at your table when you got
He's
it,
so
Enrico?
great though. Like, we have become such good friends, and like I did Romanticon in Connecticut, July maybe last year, and I just thought, I didn't want to bug him because he came to so many, and he called me like 2 days before. He's like, "You have a signing in Connecticut. Can I come?" And I was like, "Yes, of course you can." I didn't want to bug you. He's like, "No, I want to come to everything." So he'll be at Readers Take Denver with me this year too.
I love that.
I love it
Well,
that he
actually,
loves it. He's into
Regina's coming too. Regina's coming with me, my cover designer, and we are going to auction off. I'm telling you guys here first. I'm getting the promo stuff ready to raise money for Julie's Place, for Lisa, the founder of Readers Take Denver, her charity that Readers Take Denver, the money goes to. We're going to auction off a real live photo shoot,
it.
book cover shoot.
No,
So
that
we're gonna
would
let
be
five people
cool.
can bid, 5 people can bid, and then Sunday afternoon we are going to use one of the penthouse suites that at Readers Take Denver and do a steamy cover shoot with Enrico and a mystery person, because Enrico is going to star. You see Restless there?
Yeah.
Enrico is going to take over as his dad, because Restless is about his dad. So I'm writing the full length Restless after my next series comes out. And so we're going to get the cover for that. And Enrico's going to be on the cover of that too.
I'm trying to decide how I can get to Denver. I'm trying to decide how I can get to Denver. So Gail, throw my name in there. I'll just attend.
Like,
Reader.
okay, I don't know, maybe say we bid on this and we just get a photo shoot with
Well,
That's
I'm sure
Pretend like you're taking photos. He doesn't even have to know you're not really taking pictures. Can I just have a moment where he just holds me and looks at me like he loves me?
What's so funny is he would totally do that. When I was at Readers,
pretend it's for a book cover.
did you hear the story of what happened at Authors in the Bluegrass?
No.
Oh, it's so cute. So a reader came up, like reader was, she came up and she said to Enrico, she's like, I'm married. I'm just going to say that right up front. So I'm married. I'm not trying to make a pass at you, but I'm dying to, will you indulge me in taking a couple pictures? And he came around and where she made she made him propose to her. And so he got down and pretended to propose. And then she did the other one where he was trying to get away and she was clinging to his ankle.
I love that.
He's such a good sport.
Oh, it sounds like it. I love that.
It would even be better if we could do like a Renaissance thing where, like a body stripper and like he just has this shirt partly undone and we just
What's funny is that Brandon Katz, who's my model for Ty on Endless, who's also adorable, and he's tried to come to some of these, but he has 2 babies. Basically, he just had another baby. He and his wife, not him, but he and his wife just had another baby, and so they in the photo shoot for Endless with him and his wife Tara, who plays Zoe, she was 6 months pregnant in that photo shoot with all those cool rain shower shots. And so now she's 3. So it's like he's really, he's a dad now. He calls himself a girl dad, and that's his favorite thing. And now the kids are starting to pose, and I think they're going to all be models because they're all, of course, stunning.
Sure.
I love that.
That's adorable. Freaking love it.
Yeah.
That is. So your website, like, again, it's so freaking cute.
Thank you.
Like, I love this so much. It's so
It's very
anybody needs
organized.
to stalk her. Her website is KayleneWinter.com, and it is adorable.
Well, I so appreciate you. I love that. I just try to do something that's a little different, just slightly different.
Oh, it's like as soon as I clicked it, my jaw dropped. I was like, love this. And so you already mentioned you're going to be at Readers Take Denver.
Yep.
That's exciting. Oh, UtopiaCon. That's a fun one.
I know. So Janet, the organizer, we were supposed to do a couple of writing retreats, and then during COVID, they kept getting canceled. And so she said, "Well, why don't you do?" I think there was one, and it was going to be at a time where I couldn't go. And she's like, "I'm gonna bring back UtopiaCon. So do you want to come in and be like just be part of that?" And I was like, "Yes." So that'll be new for me. And I've never been to Nashville, so I'm excited.
Oh, I love Nashville. I love Nashville. Nashville's very fun. I went to the one, I think it was maybe right before COVID. I can't remember, but I remember I went to one and it was so good. It was so good. It was back before I ever published. I was just a reader.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was so much fun. It was such a fun event. But yeah, I'm so excited to see it back. Rain City, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and that's in my hometown, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And then Authors in the Bluegrass, another amazing one. Wild and Windy.
Yep, I'm excited about that.
You got a busy year.
I do. I do. I have a couple other events that I haven't announced yet, but I think I'm full in 2024 too. I try to keep it to 3 because it's just so much to, travel and bring all your stuff. And so then I can really focus and be present in the ones that I'm at, other than just, I don't know. I get peopled out pretty fast. So
that's what I talk about. I'm very much, I can be an extrovert.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm not a full extrovert because it's like my battery just starts draining. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Just nobody talks to me. Like, I can't.
Well, I get afraid that I'm going to just be super weird because I've run out of any sort of witty comebacks or sayings. Like, it's all drained out. So it's like, I don't want to, I want to put on my best, in public, you want to put on your best face. And it's like, after a while, and it's, the signings are so, I love them because I love meeting the readers, and I love meeting authors, especially authors who I love, and meeting you guys and stuff. It's all it's super fun. And but then but it's a lot of talking, and so your voice gets kind of dry because you're really talking the whole time, and it sounds kind of it's not complainy, it just is.
No, it's just,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you want to give everybody your all, and then but you only can go so long.
I know, but there's all the other stuff too, because there's lunches, and then there's events, and everybody gathers usually at some sort of party or something afterwards, and so it's just a full weekend and it goes. There's not really a lot of break,
and just the travel.
Yep.
Traveling is exhausting, and setting up and carrying all that stuff.
Yep.
I am very exhausted by the time I get home. I just don't want to move from my couch.
100%.
It's you need a recovery day from the weekend. But very fun.
For Authors of the Bluegrass last year, I work on a charity here in Seattle. It's a film festival here in Seattle. And I'm on the board of it, and our how they do fundraising galas or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was the chair of our fundraising gala last year, and it was on the night before I was supposed to be in Denver or in Kentucky. So I was at the gala, and I brought my assistant Willow with me, and so she was at the gala with me, and it was a 60s theme. So it was so we're dressed in our 60s thing. My hair was up in a bouffant, sort of Bridget Bardot sort of thing. And we are at the gala, and we have to go to the airport, take the red eye to Kentucky from the gala. And we're in the airport, in our bouffant hairdos, like pulling off our 60s go-go dresses and putting on sweats to fly overnight. But we got into Kentucky, you know, like 9 or 10 in the morning, and you just can't even imagine the scariness of how I looked with this bouffant that was all like, and, you know, really thick 60s makeup just dripping off my face. And I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, it all worked out.
Well, Facebook user, because Facebook's not telling us who it is, but it says, it was pretty fantastic. We looked amazing. So
that must be Willow. She's stalking us.
Oh, good.
yeah, it sounds like you looked amazing. So
we did. It was fun.
Well, also, you have an adorable Instagram, and everybody needs to be following you.
Thank you.
And I just love all these cute teasers. These are so cute.
Are you showing us or no?
Oh, is it not doing it?
No.
We're still looking at my website.
I was like waiting for it to flip over. I was like, wait, I want to see too.
Oh, yeah. Why did it flip over? Hold on. I'm sorry. I was just scrolling and talking about how cute everything was. Okay. Sorry. Here you can see.
Can we though?
Now you can see what I was looking at.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. That's
You see
cute.
my tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see,
Very
here's
pretty.
Kaylene's Instagram, and you need to be on here following her. And also her links are here, so you can get back to her website and anywhere. Just stalk her everywhere.
So I have a quick question. Doesn't Less Than Zero have their own Instagram profile too?
You know, before I started all this social media hullabaloo, as you know, for my books, I actually, you know, I think you guys know this, but in my sort of business life, you know, because I have a full-time gig too. I'm an author, but I'm not a full-time author yet. I am a lawyer, and I think about protecting your property, like, you know, your assets and things like that. That's one of the things I do. So when I knew I was going to release Endless, I went and got all the handles for all of the characters and for Less Than Zero. And so I had every intention of having separate feeds, pretending like they were real people. I was all psyched about it. And then how much work that was set in. And I was just like, I can barely keep up with my own Instagram. So I think I have a few posts like really early on before I even release a book, but I've kept the handles just because, you know, and I get new followers. I actually do get new followers on every one of them, like every day, you know, like.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I have seen that before. So that's why I wanted to ask. Yeah. I thought it was really fun. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I love that. It was so cute.
Can you tell it's release week when it's just all promo?
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
It's so cute though.
They're adorable. They're so adorable.
Thank you. I like to do the graphics. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Wow, I love it.
Yay.
Yeah, they're very pretty. I am not very creative that way, so it's always fun for me to see other people's graphics. I love it.
That's probably one of my most favorite thing to do, aside from writing, because I'm so visual, and I like to be immersed in the story. And so when I see all of it, it makes me feel like they're really the characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
And some people have a different approach, you know, like where you don't have the faces or whatever, so you can imagine whoever you're imagining. But when I'm writing, I really need to know them, you know, like I need to see them.
Mm-hmm. I get like that with my Pinterest board. Like every scene on my Pinterest board is like what's happening inside my head, kind of. So that's how I
try so hard. I so envy you. I try so hard to get Pinterest, and I'll go through a spurt of like 2 days, and then I'm like, okay, I'm in. And then then the next thing I know, it's like 2 years later.
It's 2 years later.
2 years later.
Yeah. Well, like TikTok became kind of where that's probably where I have my most followers is on TikTok, because I just had a few videos go viral when I first came out, because I was posting a lot of the behind the scenes footage from the photo shoots.
Okay.
for Less Than Zero. And so a few of them went very viral. And so before I
I'm
even came
sure.
out with the first book, I had a lot of followers. So it was nice. And then that's just grown over the past few years. And it's, it's growing pretty organically, where it's not like, I don't have like hundreds of millions of followers, but I have a pretty decent following. And so I try to spend time doing content there. But even that sometimes fall by the wayside because, doing really cute TikTok videos is kind of hard work to do them right, to make
Yeah,
them.
it's very time consuming.
Yeah. So.
All right. So before you write a book or jump into doing a new book, do you ever have to do any Google searches or any research on topics?
I don't think there's been a book that I haven't had to do some research on it. And whether it's research on Google or whether I have, sort of a friend or sort of a sensitivity person that I work with, I always like to be super authentic. So like for epilepsy, in the Flirt Alert, the book that I just put out, I had a personal experience with it. So I felt like I could, I could work through that. And so I did other research and went to a lot of medical sites and just made sure that everything was accurate and how I portrayed it. But for instance, I have a friend this is going to sound like the coolest job, but I have a friend who, when I used to work in the music industry, she ended up leaving to go. I became a lawyer and a writer, and she became a psychologist. And her job is she counsels musicians and creative people in dealing with sort of the unique issues from being a performer or an artist that are just how you think is different, right?
Yeah.
And so, and especially from dealing with fame or being rich. And so when you're sort of a person who's a creative, generally speaking, you're very I mean, I'm generalizing, but like as me, like you're cerebral a little bit, you're in your head a little bit. You maybe can be extroverted, but generally you're introvert. You have that sort of side that allows you to pull from this well of creativity. And with that, when you become famous, like, like bands, for instance, and, that become famous. And I saw this firsthand with some of the people that I worked with. You're still the same person. You're still that same potentially insecure, sort of not sure if people are going to like what you're doing, not sure if they're going to like your creativity. But all of a sudden, you have all this sort of outside validation, right? And then this outside validation doesn't necessarily, just because it's there, doesn't make you necessarily feel differently about yourself. And so then you have this added thing where everybody's now judging you, and every move is talked about and all these different stuff. So there's a real psychological layer to it. And so I think that in my rockstar romance books, I really go all in on that topic a lot, because it's just it's very real part of it. And so my friend is a psychologist that helps fans navigate this and work through all that.
Cool.
Yeah. So she was very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would think that they probably do have someone that they do counseling or therapy with, but I didn't know that someone could like specifically do that with the psychology.
Well, I think it takes understanding though, that because like, I mean, have you guys, I mean, if you have ever met someone who's gotten some sort of being well known, whether it's a politician or a band member or, or an actor or whoever, right? Like it's not like trying to be bougie about it, but it's like there's a certain thing about that sort of level of fame that an ordinary psychologist who hasn't really been around that, it'd be hard to relate. And so she was someone who worked with big artists. She worked with, some of the biggest artists you've ever heard of. And it's like, so when she went to a second career, it was something that she was, very uniquely qualified for. So she has a clientele of people that, really go to her because she understands it. She's been there. She's been on a tour bus. She's, been on stage. She's done those things with these artists. And so it is very different. I mean, I know that it's, it's not the same as like, most of us who have office jobs and, have the general stuff about your family and your kids and all the different stuff, right? All of that's not mundane, but it's different, and that most people can relate to that, but not many people have gotten to that level where, you know, everybody sees them and runs screaming toward them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, it's very cool.
That is, yeah.
So I guess that kind of goes into my next question too, is how did you get into writing?
Well, I got into writing because when I was growing up, I was obsessed with music from the time I can't even remember when I wasn't. And I mean, the first thing I remember demanding my parents get me was a record. And believe you're gonna laugh when I tell you what it is. You may not even know who it is, but it was this band or this guy, a folk singer that my dad used to listen to, and his name is John Denver. And so
I love John Denver.
So my dad would always play Country Road, Take Me Home, that song. And I made him buy me, you know, I was like, I need to have this. And it was just funny. So I kind of went through, so that, you know, it's just a funny, odd person to like, when you're a little kid to be like, I want John Denver. But it kind of just went throughout, and I just loved music so much. So when I was in high school, all my friends and we wanted to marry rock stars. So I wrote a book about it. And so the book I wrote was just me and my 3 girlfriends, and we met this band at the, you know, that played like the local whatever club. And so we all were dating all these rock stars. And, you know, my guy, of course, is the cutest, because when you're 15, that's the you know, that's the conflict, right? Is whose guy's the cutest. And so I don't know. It just sort of, I put it away. I didn't know I had kept it. And when right before pandemic, maybe a year or two before pandemic happened, my husband and I were moving, and I was clearing out just, you know, like, you know how you just move stuff around forever?
Yep.
And you're just like, okay, now I'm not going to move this around again. Now is the time for the Great Purge. And so I was doing the Great Purge, and I sort of came across it, and I started reading it, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of boxes reading this book. And I was like, it's not that bad. Oh my God, I totally remember that. And my husband read it, and I scanned it. I made a PDF of it and scanned it, sent it to my 2 friends and said, remember this?
Oh, I love this story so much.
I love that you're still friends with them too. That's even better.
Well, it gets even cooler than that. So my husband was like, you know, I golf a lot, and he's gone like usually Sundays is his big golf day. He sometimes golfs in the summer. He golfs on the weekday, a couple of weekdays. And he was like, you know, it would be great if you had like a hobby, because I'm always you know, I was always working, and I love to work, but he's like, you should do something that's really fun, like something that would be really like would feed your creativity. And so he really encouraged me to write. And when we saw this book, that was why I started writing Endless. I started writing Endless right then. And the only thing left over from my 15-year-old self was the name of my character in Endless. So I kept Tyson Rainier, which is probably not probably wouldn't be a name that I would pick out now as an adult, but that was 15-year-old me. I thought that was the coolest name ever. So I said, you know what? I've got to put a nod to my 15-year-old self. So that's
I love that story. That is the best.
Wait. I'm curious. Your guy, he was the cutest, but who was he in the band? Like, what was he? The lead singer, the drummer?
Yeah, of course, singer.
He's a singer. Of course, he's
I
a
was always
friend.
a singer. And then, so what's really funny, so my 2 friends that I would read these books to every night, and then I sent them the copies. And I told them, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write a series. I'm going to write a 4-book series. That's what I thought. And when they were so supportive. And so I started writing it. And, you know, as writers, we know that when you first start, you start in a weird way, and then you start learning tips and tricks and all the things. But like most writers I started in Word for Windows. And I was writing in Word, and I put it up in a Dropbox and shared it with my 2 friends so they could watch as I was writing it. So they would get in every night. So I kind of had like ongoing beta readers the whole time without knowing the term beta readers. I didn't even know that term at that point. And so they are the inspiration. So one of them is the inspiration for Alex in Limitless, and the other is the inspiration for Ronnie in Fearless Encore and Limitless Encore. So, and then, yeah, so I just really wanted to give them a little nod, and so there's a lot of Easter eggs that like my two friends would know. So throughout all the series, there's millions of Easter eggs for them that they know about that only the three of us would know about, and I'm going to keep it that way. But
Cute.
that's why.
I love that though. That's the sweetest. And that
Yeah.
kind of leads me again into my next question was, how do you find character names?
Oh my
These
gosh.
are all just kind of playing right along good together.
Yeah.
Well, like I mentioned sensitivity training, and it's like in the whole Lesson Zero series, there's a whole line of indigenous tribes are very important part of our culture in the Pacific Northwest, and we really take it seriously. We honor the land that we're on. It's a big deal for us, even if we're not indigenous ourselves. And so that was sort of a theme. But I didn't want to go into, like sort of, I don't know, names that seemed like they're made up, like, because indigenous people have not always been represented very well in
Yeah.
culture. And so I wanted to just make everybody like have normal names. But I do try to have nods to certain parts of my own culture. So, for instance, in the Flirt Alert, I'm using a lot of Croatian names because I am part Croatian. So, yeah, so I do that, and then I'm also Norwegian. So you'll see a lot of Scandinavian names, which are sort of my two sides of what make up me. And my husband's Irish, like really Irish. He's from Ireland. And so there's a lot of Irish stuff because I've been married for a really long time, and I'm pretty much told by his whole family that I'm officially Irish at this point. So, but I've been to Ireland so many times, and I really love it. So yeah, I like to bring a lot of that in. So that's kind of where I come up with a lot of the names. But I do a lot of baby searches, like how like when you're naming your baby, like I'll be like,
yeah,
strong. And actually for the hate date, I named Jor. Like everybody's like, where'd you get that name? And it just means strength in ancient Viking culture, right? And so I just thought that's cool. I've never seen that name before ever, and I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I got a lot of flack for that name.
Oh no, I like it.
You go with it.
Yeah,
I know.
It feels right. If it fits the character, it's all that matters.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So how do you stay organized when you are writing and plotting and getting ready for release?
I wish I knew. I have a pretty good head organizer. I'm trying, I do a lot more of sort of outlining, I would say. I don't plot because whenever I try to plot, it just goes completely the other way. Like my characters won't let me do anything that I want them to do. They just do something else. So I tend to outline a bit and just sort of, I know I want to have, X amount of words, X amount of chapters, so I can kind of know how to build up to sort of different conflicts throughout the stories. I generally have an idea of like how I want it to go. And then I just go chapter by chapter. And I'm one of those people that I have to go and fix everything before I can move on. And so if something happens in chapter 12 that affects something that went down in chapter 6, I have to go back and fix it then. And then I keep polishing it. But if I don't do that, I won't remember to do it.
Yeah.
So it's for continuity.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably a better way to do it.
Whatever works for you, right? Everyone's got their own thing that helps. My last question is, what is the biggest thing you have learned as an author?
I think the biggest thing I've learned is that it's just such a supportive community. Like, I know that there's stories that sometimes it's not always that way, but I would say for 99% of my entire experience, it's like being other authors, supporting other authors. Like, one of the first things that ever happened to me is I wrote maybe 10, 15 authors that I really loved right before I published and said, hey, I'm about ready to publish my first thing. I'm self-publishing. And, would I, what would you recommend? So sort of what you're asking me. And I said, and I had one, Mary Carr, who I will name because she's awesome. She got back to me and said, you know what? Not only do I want to tell you things that would really help you, but I would like you to send me a copy of your book. I'm going to read it and I'm going to give you a
Oh.
review. And she's like a New York Times bestselling author. As we know, when you're a new author and you can get a review from someone, like even on Amazon, like they'll allow you to post those reviews, like in all your marketing and stuff. You're not, this might be for readers, they may not know this, but like if you're on Amazon, you can't just post like reviews from random readers like in your marketing or your advertising or anything. There has to have credentials. So for someone to just like, I had admired and read every single one of her books, to just do that.
Oh,
So yeah. So, and that sort of just tells you like, for me, that's how my experience for the most part has been. And so that's my favorite part.
I love that.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
Great that she was so like responsive like that too. So
Yes.
nice and like welcoming.
Yeah. And I mean, I had a couple others that responded, some that didn't. And, I don't even judge on that now that, I'm, just released my 10th book. It's like, I get it now more than I did. Like once you're in this publishing cycle, like it is like just trying to do all the things that are surrounding that, keeping your backlist up. I mean, there's just a lot of things to do to keep yourself visible.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies,
Oh boy.
it's about that time.
Oh boy.
All right. Everybody get ready.
Oh.
Yeah. Here we go. I remember back when I was young and clever and no one knew my name. But nowadays we only talk about the weather and nothing seems to change. Legends, we were all born to be legends. Just a matter of your dreams. Legends, we were all born to be legendary. I got a feeling that there's something that I'm needing. Got a target in my aim.
I clicked the wrong thing. Wasn't supposed to be the music.
I was gonna say that's not the song I'm used to. I don't even know what's going on with this right now. It didn't feel like it was
I was trying to change our song. I was going to have the same thing.
I just ran with myself right now after watching that.
It's too late. It's too late. I just had to roll with it.
Can we get a redo? I'm just kidding.
That is funny.
But I mean, it kind of worked with that.
I mean at first. Then I just kind of got confused. Okay. Right. I don't know why the guy always in the camera going like this makes me super uncomfortable.
I know, that's why I can't get rid of it now.
Cringing, like, ooh.
So, this Thursday is Thanksgiving for those of us in the U.S. that celebrate. And I was
Are
like,
you gonna ruin my turkey day?
I am.
Oh,
I was wondering, they have themes for everything. I was like, what themes might they have for Thanksgiving?
I don't even want to know. Why? Why?
I've seen the corn. No, I've seen the corn.
Okay, that's not as weird as something else. I don't know what else I thought you were gonna bring out, but that's not as bad, I guess.
Oh well,
I'm like, what?
Look at it in the
Those
pot.
do.
Oh my gosh.
What I want to know is, I've seen corn cob dildos before. Why'd they go with blue?
It's pretty.
It seems like an odd choice.
It
Is
looks
it so
more
that
like
you know for sure it's not corn?
You keep corn cobs in your bedside night table?
Well, as you do.
Or the bathroom.
Okay, but look, they put that one in the kitchen, Ashton. To be fair, they put that one in the kitchen.
Here's my thing is, who was like, I want to have a happy Thanksgiving this year, so I'm going to go buy this.
It is the season.
Tis the
Giving
season
and
for
being
Thanksgiving.
thankful.
To be thankful.
But look, you can also
Aw.
get it in pink.
Well,
And
That's just not screaming out "yeah" to me at
Yeah.
all.
why is it so bendy? I feel like you wouldn't want it to be very
Oh.
bendy.
well,
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe it's multi-use. Who knows?
It's got a suction cup. Could you imagine that in the shower if it bent the wrong way? You slipped and you fell.
Well, the fun continues because when I was looking at this, because I was thinking of Thanksgiving and corn.
Poor Etsy.
Are we-
It showed this tail, and I was like,
Oh, a foxtail. That looks like it'd be really heavy.
"That's what I was thinking." Like
Like, I feel like that'd be falling out all over the place.
To clench, right?
You'd have to
It
be
seems like
clenching
you would have to
really. I feel like
clench
you'd have to
awfully
clench really
hard.
tight for that.
Yeah.
Those tails look heavy.
And then
Wow.
I was like, "Okay,
Does she have it on her head?
no, those are just ears you can get to go
Oh,
with."
they're matching. Got it.
Yes. Okay, but look at this. Look at this. So I was looking at that tail, and there's 3, right? Do y'all watch Pokemon or know anything about Pokemon?
I don't.
Briefly. Just very little stuff.
Okay, but look at Ninetales. That's what I was
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be, isn't it? A tail.
No.
When you first showed it to me, I thought it was feet,
Which one?
not tails. The one before that, the one, yeah.
Oh,
I
I can
thought
see
those
that.
were hooves at the bottom.
Oh,
I thought those were hooves.
Of course, I'm on a little phone and I have glasses on, so it's hard to see it. But
yeah. Well, I mean, this just looks like. I mean, look, even she's questioning this. I feel like she's wondering if she really wants to do this.
she's like, "What?
I mean, I don't
What
blame
did-
her.
What modeling gig did I get here?"
Well, she's probably like, "This is pretty heavy."
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So for my last thing that I found,
Oh boy.
Etsy, I feel like we just need to rename this to Etsy Cougar Talk.
Cougar Talk brought to you by Etsy. Maybe we could get like a partnership going.
Look
Totally.
at this. Look how
Oh,
cute.
well, that's cute.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah,
It's precious, isn't it?
it is.
Do
What
you
is
want to know
it?
what's inside of it?
No.
Are we
So
scared?
if you want to be discreet,
Oh,
Well, that's where you could hide that corn.
y'all, I died laughing. My kids have these little purse toys that are like animals, right?
yep.
And I'm like, no, they would totally like run in there.
You got a new thing to sell on Etsy.
And look how cute it is.
It's so cute.
Where is it? There was another one. Oh, yeah. Is it dude? Is where? Yeah. See? Aww.
Oh no. I showed you my husky. I can't even think like that. I have a real husky. He's
have
watching
a
us
real
right
one.
now. He is. He's in the room with us. He's very
Would he
traumatized.
freak out if that was sitting by your bedside and start vibrating?
Yeah.
Oh, it can be shrink wrap sealed. Oh, that just looks bad to me. Like, oh.
I love it. It cracks me up.
Oh my gosh. That is
Little do you know how sweet and innocent.
That must not be very big then.
Or maybe the dog's big. Did you see it on the bed? The intake?
that look kind of long.
It is long. You would have thought they would use a dachshund for this, like a weenie dog.
How did we go from Thanksgiving food to this?
Oh, I did that. I don't know how I ended up over here, but
I think it was
I'm
the
glad.
corn. Yeah.
Yeah, I just kept clicking and it would open up a new tab and yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and look, Ashton, our Dropbox tab is still open. Should I just drop this in there for you?
No. I'll know where it came from.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know. It's like a very fine Christmas gift for your stocking.
I mean, really, could you imagine though? Like if your kids are like, "Oh, it's a puppy," and then
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know if I should freak out or like laugh.
well,
Or
I think it's meant to like walk, but you put it down.
it's gonna
Hops around.
They're gonna think it's a new toy. It's supposed to be like a pretend dog.
Yeah. But there you go. Little do you know.
All right.
Little do you know.
Okay.
It's today o'clock when I learned about this.
Yeah. You're welcome, lady.
Got any secret Santas? There you go.
Exactly.
And then if you need to travel with one, here you go. Nobody will know. They just thought you brought your favorite stuffed animal.
No, the guy who goes through my luggage at the beginning when it goes to that, he'll know what it is.
When it sets it off.
Because he'll have to see it when it goes through the thing. They can see through it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're like, why is this woman trying to hide her thing in a stuffed toy?
They're gonna be very concerned. It's gonna be a funny looking shape on that screen.
Totally.
But yeah, that's all my little Cougar Talk that I found. If anybody needs
It's always very
research.
educational. Yeah.
Some good research there.
All right. So since it is almost Thanksgiving, I have a this or that Thanksgiving edition.
Amazing.
So watching football or watching the Macy's Day Parade?
Football.
Yeah. I like to go back and forth. Every now and then I like to see the parade, where they're gonna come up with. I don't know. I can pick. I flip through the channels.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Okay. Pumpkin pie or apple pie? I'm gonna go with pumpkin.
Apple.
Pumpkin.
Turkey, ham, or other?
What's other?
I don't know. It just says ham or other.
I guess if you're vegetarian, that was me being insensitive. If you're a vegetarian, then yeah. I'm going turkey.
I'm going to turkey because I do not like ham.
Yeah.
I feel like ham's more Christmassy, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm serving both. I have 17 people coming over.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Oh. Online shopping or braving the stores?
Online shopping, 100%.
Me too.
I think the only store I like to go into is Bath and Body Works, just for all the smells. It's such a nice vibe in there, and they're right there at the door to give you your little basket. And I have to go inside. I have to go inside for that one.
Do you guys have Lush? Do you guys have Lush where you're at?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's a Canadian company, and they do bath bombs and homemade soaps, and
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
it's so good.
That sounds good. Do they have like an online website?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just LUSH. Look it up.
I should try that sometime. I love that kind of stuff.
For Lush. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. All right. Dressing or stuffing?
Is the difference between whether it's inside the turkey or outside the turkey?
I don't know. So I've seen it like different how it's made. Like, isn't stuffing more of the, or maybe it's dressing that I still know has more of like the breadcrumbs in it and like the sage.
Yeah, I like dressing.
And the stuffing goes inside, and that's like more. I don't really know. I really don't like it either. So.
Oh, really? I love it, but I never put it inside the turkey.
Yeah,
It's
me
like
neither. I like it
Like a hard
outside.
pass for me either way. So okay, I'll take your guys' word for it. I skip over it. All right, sweet potato casserole or green bean casserole?
Oh gosh, sweet potato casserole, 100%.
Oh, I get the green beans.
I'm gonna go nada.
Nada. You skip it.
I'm gonna skip them both.
All right. Dress in your Sunday best or your comfy clothes.
You know, I like my elastic pants for Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't play. I mean, business. I
Yeah.
like to dress up, but at the same time, I'm like, I gotta wear something that's gonna expand.
See, I do it like how I do my virtual meetings. From the waist up, I look very nice, right? For pictures. Waist below is all stretchy and comfy for all the turkey I'm gonna eat.
I'm strictly comfy. I'm a Seattle Northwest girl through and through. I'm strictly comfy every day.
I love it. All right. Do you normally host or normally attend?
50-50.
Yeah. I generally attend Thanksgiving, but I host Christmas. We all take turns. Like we all have our holiday.
I normally just attend.
Yep. I have not ever hosted this many people in the house before.
Yeah, you're gonna have quite the party.
Yeah.
It is. It's my goddaughter, her sisters, their parents, their grandparents, their aunt and uncles, and then I have 2 couple friends of ours that are going to be there.
I think
So-
it's gonna be fun. That sounds like a lot of work, but it's gonna be fun.
It is.
I
And what
think
we
it's gonna be
decided to
nice.
do is keep it simple, stupid. We just decided to make it really easy. I'm not trying any experimental recipes, you
Okay.
know, I'm just going to do it all easy. Thanksgiving dinner is not a hard dinner to cook. It's just sort of timing.
Yeah.
I think I saw a meme on like Facebook. It was like, you guys have 364 days of the year to try new recipes. Thanksgiving is not the day to mess
No.
around with new things.
No.
Everybody's planning to stuff themselves. So, like, let's just stick to what we know.
And make a lot of it.
Yeah. What works?
All right. Well, that's all I had for this or that. So,
Well, I believe that's all we have.
awesome.
Make sure y'all are following her. Go to her website, follow her on Instagram. And if you're going to any of the signings, make sure you stop by our table and see her.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll run into each other at a signing this year.
Yes,
Sounds like we will.
I can't wait to run into you again. And it was so, thank you again for being on here with us.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
thank
I
you so
love
much.
it. Anytime. It's so
It was so
fun.
great to talk to you.
You too. Thank you guys.
All right. Well, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Bye,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.